What was the doll test? Did it change Brown v. Board of Education? Imagine asking young children to choose between two dolls and seeing how they feel about themselves based on their skin color. That's what the doll test was all about. It was a simple but powerful experiment done by two African-American psychologists, Dr. Kenneth Clark and Dr. Mamie Clark, starting in the early 1940s. They wanted to see how children viewed race and self-worth. They showed black children for dolls that looked alike except for skin color, two with brown skin and black hair, and two with white skin and yellow hair. The children were asked questions like which doll they liked best, which looked nice, which looked bad, and which doll looked most like them. The results were eye-opening. Most of the children preferred the white dolls. About 67% chose the white doll to play with, and 59% thought the white doll was nicer. But when asked which doll looked bad, many said the brown doll. Even more shocking was that some children identified the brown doll as being bad or called themselves niggers, showing how deeply ingrained racial prejudice was. The Clark psychologists found that segregation and discrimination made black children feel inferior. Their research showed that being kept apart from white children damaged their self-esteem. This was a big deal because it proved that segregation was not just unfair but harmful to children's minds and feelings. The doll test became a key piece of evidence in the fight against school segregation. The NAACP used it to argue that separating children based on race hurt them psychologically. Dr. Kenneth Clark even testified about his findings during the Brown versus Board of Education case. The Supreme Court in 1950 agreed with this evidence and declared that separate but equal was unconstitutional. The court said that segregation made black children feel inferior, which could affect their entire lives. The Clark's research helped the court see that segregation was not just a legal issue but a psychological one too. Without their work, the decision to end school segregation might have been much harder to make. The doll test showed that racial separation in schools caused real harm to children's self-image. It turned abstract ideas about equality into clear, scientific proof. This moment marked a turning point in American history. It helped change the law and challenge the idea that segregation was fair. The experiment proved that separating children by race was wrong because it hurt their feelings and their future. So, yes, the doll test did change Brown versus Board of Education. It gave the court the evidence it needed to say that segregation in schools was inherently unequal and had to end. That's why the doll test remains a powerful example of how science can help fight injustice.